Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pole Project. This is Ayat as usual. I'm so happy to have you back again. In this week's episode, I want to talk to you guys about a question that I get asked pretty frequently, and that question is pole dancing for everyone? The short and simple answer to that question is yes, of course. You can start pole dancing and even become professional in pole dancing, no matter your age, weight, gender, etc. Like anything, it is truly for each and every one. I can name drop so many people that are professionals right now and are very big in the pole industry and community that started at 30 years old or even later and are very professional right now and everyone knows them, so it shouldn't be a setback for you. Also, I know it is a feminine sport, but more and more men are doing this as well right now, and I think it is a blessed thing to happen. I am so happy to embrace all of our pole brothers, and it's actually the first time I've said pole brothers, and it's kind of very weird not to say pole sisters, but I've also heard pole sisters is a term that is not so... Let's just say that it's not what it sounds like, so let's just put that term to rest. I think we can use pole cousins or something. So I did mention that this was the short and simple answer. And if I get more in depth of the issue and this question, then the answer is no. And that is the sad truth. And I'm not talking body type, I'm not talking gender or age-wise. I am talking about something way deeper. And I'm not saying this to discourage anyone, it is definitely not my intention, but I want you to keep those next things that I'm going to say in mind. In order to do pole dance and be out and about with it, have the entire world know that this is your hobby or this is your profession, if you're taking it to the more professional level, you need to have thick skin. And I am not saying this to scare anyone off, but just so you know, it really does depend in the society that you live in and the people that are around you. And as I've said before, I think pole dancing is going to teach you so much about the people that are around you. But you really need thick skin, and you really need I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me attitude if you want to do pole dancing and you want to be proud of it and not hide it. Let's compare it to coming out of the closet. In my opinion, if you are in a place in life, for example, you're young and you're in a very religious household and you know that if you come out, you won't be accepted, maybe the smart choice is not to come out and wait until you're older and independent so you won't have to suffer the consequences. And I'm not saying as in any way you should hide your true self and be ashamed of what you are and of your identity. That is not what I'm saying at all. I am just saying that sometimes in life you have to make the smart choice, even if it's the hard and the painful choice. Just like I know a lot of LGBTQ people had been kicked out of their homes because they came out at a young age and all of those things, I think that you should really consider if pole dancing is the right hobby or workout for you. And that is just if you are in a place in life, and I think the people that are in this place, they know what I mean, that if you are feeling in danger or you are not independent yet, then you shouldn't risk your health and your life, even I know in some cases, just to do that. You could wait a few years, and then when you are your own person, do whatever you want. But I personally know someone who almost got kicked out of the house and she almost lived on the street because she did pole dancing. It wasn't as acceptable back then. So just keep that in mind. I know that is kind of dark and sad, and I hope it doesn't apply for most people, but unfortunately it does for some. A slightly more practical and not so depressing reason why it might not be for everyone is, and I should clarify this very well, It is not for everyone if you don't have enough time and you want to see progress. And let me tell you why. I've said it before that if you want to see actual progress in pole dancing, you really need to commit to it more than one time a week. And if you don't have enough time, then you won't see progress. That's fine. If you just are doing it for fun and like staying a little bit active, once a week is okay. There is no problem with that. But if you want to see actual progress and results, you need to have patience and persistence. You're not going to see any of these things if you only come by once a week. That is just not going to cut it. So especially if you want to be professional one day and you want to be like a teacher or compete, once a week is not going to cut it for you. So if your schedule is not allowing it, you might want to do something else that will give you more satisfaction, because pole dancing can be very, very frustrating if you're only doing it once a week. I did it for a full year. And for a full year, I just came to the studio once a week and I was like, why am I not progressing? Why am I not seeing results? That is why you have to be very committed to pole dancing if you want to get better and you want to see physical results, like, getting fitter and thinner and whatever that means for you. So once a week is not going to take you anywhere. So please look at your schedule and think like, okay, maybe I should do something else. Maybe gym is going to have to cut it. That is just my own experience and what I've seen from people around me as well, so keep that in mind. All in all, I wanted to do this episode not to discourage anyone and not to be like, oh shit, that is not for me, because when people ask me, is pole dancing for me, even though it's like A, B, or C reasons, I say, yes, of course it's for you. You can do it at any age. You can get professional at any age, weight, gender, no matter. Like, I know people who have been doing pole dancing while pregnant, 2 months after giving birth. Like, literally, you can do it at any phase, any stage in your life. Maybe the only time you can't do pole dancing is like for medical reasons. If you're like after a surgery, then like definitely don't do pole dancing when you're in that stage of your life, God forbid. But like, you can really do it no matter who you are and what you look like. And I really want people to know that. And even though I'm saying that, I really did want to touch on the subject of you need thick skin. You need to have this like minimum confidence of I don't care what people say and think, because people can be really mean and really just like insensitive and sometimes just outright gross. Like, you can definitely check out the You Can Dance on My Pole episode if you need a reminder of that. I know so many people, and me included, that pole dancing has really boosted their confidence, and I think that it is a blessing. So if you're like not so confident, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't start pole dancing. It just means that you need to consider if you have enough confidence in the sport and in your desire to participate in it, that you are willing to ignore all the criticism and the negative thoughts and opinions that people are going to have about it. I'm just saying that to spare you the inconvenience and the frustration and just like the shame that you might feel, even though you shouldn't be ashamed of pole dancing. It is so beautiful and amazing and just like badass. But not everyone thinks that, so keep that in mind. And I hope you're not too depressed right now because of me. So yeah, that is it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any thoughts, comments, please DM me or private message me on Facebook, on the Pole Project page, and on Instagram, on the Pole Project podcast. I am doing a little makeover for the Instagram page, so the feed is going to look a bit better, hopefully. So go check that out. Give me a follow. I'm really trying to reach 50 followers, and it would make my day if you go and do that. Also, be sure to check us out on all listening platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Podbean, of course. Follow over there, like, comment, leave a review. It will really help me grow, and I would really appreciate it. So if you go do that, I will send you endless love and pole hugs. Thank you so much for listening again, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Until then, goodbye and happy pole dancing.